Alvarado then wanted to travel inland, but it was impossible. So he returned to Lima to direct operations, taking as many of the injured as his ship could carry. Then an amateur radio operator managed to get news to the outside world of the devastation in Yungay and Ranrahiak. But none of the hastily organized rescue teams could get there. In fact, the only people who could reach the region were a group of Peruvian Air Force parachutists, and that was not until the dust began to settle at few days later. It would still be some time before proper rescue workers managed to struggle through. On the way, they passed hundreds of battered, homeless survivors, streaming out of the mountains and heading for the safety of the coastal plains. Although the true scale of the death toll resulting from the earthquake and the Huascaran avalanche will never be truly known, a month after the disaster, the Peruvian government spokesman put the number of dead and missing at around 70,000. More than 140,000 people were injured and 1 million left homeless. As aid began to pour in from all over the world, everyone wanted to know why the devastation had been so widespread and why so many people had died. Most of the fatalities occurred as people were caught in buildings which collapsed around them. Many of these buildings had been thrown together in a haphazard, slapdash way, using poor quality materials, not laying proper foundations, and giving no thought to the type of soil on which they were built. This would eventually result in the inhabitants paying an extremely heavy price. Although this particular earthquake, together with the great loss of life caused, was the worst natural disaster ever to hit Peru, because the country is positioned in one of the world's known earthquake zones, it was by no means the first, and it almost certainly will not be the last. The Pacific west coast of South America lies along what's known as the Ring of Fire, a 30,000-mile-long horseshoe which circles the Pacific basin from Tierra del Fuego at the southernmost tip of South America right round and down to New Zealand. More than 2/3 of the world's most devastating earthquakes occur along the ring, with many of them originating either in the mighty South American mountain chain, the Andes, or deep beneath the sea in the Peru-Chile Trench. South America sits on a giant tectonic plate, which is slowly moving east. As it does, it forces itself up and over the edge of another massive but thinner plate. This can result in earthquakes under the seabed, such as the one which occurred at a depth of 25 miles off the coast of Peru on May 31st, 1970. However, as the plate extends inland towards the east, earthquakes take place at greater and greater depths under the seabed. The deepest recorded was nearly 400 miles down, near the border between Peru and Brazil.
Marvelous.
Prior to the May 1970 disaster, the worst earthquake to hit Peru occurred in October 17.